This is the Big Easy, NOLA, a melting pot of culture. I recently made my first trip to New Orleans, and wow, this place was impressive. From the beautiful Garden District to the crazy ride in the swamps of Louisiana, this was an experience I had to share. And what better way to start the trip than with a ghost tour at night? We took a free walking tour where we learned about the haunted history of the city. It's recommended that you tip the tour guide at the end, and while I would rank this at the bottom of my list in terms of ranking the things we did, I would still recommend it. Today we are starting here at Turkey and the Wolf. Thank you. Last night we arrived, we went down Bourbon Street. It was absolutely craziness. If you've never seen it, definitely go see it. We did a little ghost tour and just have learned so much history about New Orleans already, and we're excited to take you along for the ride. So this is day 2 of our trip here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Tell us where we are off to now after lunch. Charlie?
We are doing a tour of the garden area, Garden District in New Orleans.
Yes. Everybody excited? You excited about that?
Yes.
The garden tour was my favorite tour. It has a big celebrity factor, which I will get to a little later, but first, a bit of history. All right, so we are on this Garden District tour right now. We're with about a group of maybe 20 people. These are free tours by foot. You just tip the guide at the end of the day what you think the tour was worth. And once again, just like last night, this has been a stellar tour already. We're learning so much about the Garden District. And he essentially said, yeah, it looks like Connecticut. And that is because a lot of Northeasterns came and infiltrated down here to take over the land a long time ago, and essentially this is what the wealthy people did. They built these beautiful homes 10 feet above sea level, but not close to the Mississippi River, so it's like a prime real estate location. So we're going to continue on the tour now. These homes are constantly repaired because of a couple of things: disastrous weather, and yes, as you can see, they are really, really old, but they still come with a heck of a price tag, and that's where the celebrity factor comes into play. So we just learned the person who lives in this home is actually one of Paul McCartney's managers, and recently bought the home for $3.3 million in January of 2021. Okay, Lala, what do you think of the garden tour so far, babe?
It's really nice. I want that house, babe. It's now 3.8 million.
Yeah, it's already 3.8. It's only like 7 months old since the guy bought it. But if you put that thing in like Beverly Hills, California, like kind of close to where I live, that would go for like $40–50 million. So you can get a deal if you have the money and you want to live in New Orleans. So we just learned that this house back in 2007 in the Garden District here in New Orleans was bought by Nicolas Cage. He then lost it to the IRS, and a lot of New Orleans people are not too fond of Nicolas Cage because apparently he did not help too much after Hurricane Katrina. He just came here and bought up a lot of expensive real estate, which then essentially he lost. So we're still at the Nicolas Cage house. This thing is 13,200 square feet, I should say, and it goes like an L. So it's hard to tell from here, but you can see just how big this thing is. This next house was awesome. If you don't recognize it, let me explain. Okay, so we just learned about this house, and one of the cool things about it, besides parts of Django Unchained was filmed at it, also this is the house where Drake filmed the music video In My Feelings, and yes, that is the Kiki window right there. So Kiki, do you love me? She would be right there.
There's an ESPN movie called The Book of Manning. And The Book of Manning is based on the Manning family home movies, interviews with the family about what it was like to grow up in this house. And that yard is featured prominently in the movie because that's where they all first learned to throw a football.
Will you tell me about the house that we're looking at right now, babe?
So this is where Peyton and Eli Manning used to live.
Yes, and Cooper. Don't forget about the lost
and
forgotten brother. Yes, this is their childhood home. It was literally recently just sold like 4 months ago. It was a private sale. And so really cool. Just imagine Eli and Peyton out here throwing football around and tackling each other, and Cooper watching on probably.
This is where the lawn is, where they tackle and run.
Tackle and run?
Yes.
Okay.
It's right there.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is beautiful. Omaha.
What'd you?
Omaha.
Okay, next house of interest is this one right here. It was bought for $100,000 earlier this year, January 2021. Yeah, just $100,000, and it's surrounded by million-dollar homes. That is because this thing has not been refurbished or anything like that, and it was bought by none other than Zion Williamson. Yes, that Zion, the guy from Duke and the guy who plays for the New Orleans Pelicans. So essentially, he did take out a $2.4 million restoration loan. So it's currently, as you see, in the process of being restored, but they've already tried to get a home theater in this thing and it was already denied, so they're trying to just work on that first. But he bought this thing for his mom, and it's quite beautiful, and I think it'll be even more beautiful once it's completely done, especially on the inside, because nobody's lived in here for quite some time. Just above this tree line is Sandra Bullock's house. It's pretty much empty, has been for the last 2 years. Probably going to go on the market soon. She actually has a new home that she is building in Austin, Texas for her family, so she's bolted this place, but there's a lot of history because she did give a lot back, including buying all new marching band equipment and a brand new high school here in New Orleans. But just a beautiful home and a different style, a Victorian style home, which you don't see here in the city. Okay, so we just got finished with the Garden District tour, and now we did a little bonus action. We're done with the tour guide left, but behind me, you would think, oh, it just looks like a church, right? And you're right, it is an old Presbyterian church, but it is Jay-Z and Beyonce's home. They purchased this thing, they're gonna kind of redo it, and yeah, it's really beautiful here in the Garden District, right? We're still in the Garden District, yes. At night, it was time to hit Bourbon Street, and it was pure chaos, but a lot of fun. We finished the night at Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop Bar, and this place was one of the highlights of our trip. We sat in the back at the piano bar, and the same guy was there every night we went, taking requests and getting everyone involved. He was super talented, and this was just awesome. We could have easily pulled an all-nighter, but we had a big day 3 ahead. We have just arrived at the Andrew Jackson Square, and today we are taking a tour, a French Quarter tour, to learn the history around the French Quarter here in New Orleans. This was my second favorite tour as we learned some of the rich history behind the French Quarter. Honestly, just walking around this place was mesmerizing because of the beautiful Spanish architecture. Yes, you heard that right. Most of the French Quarter is actually made of Spanish construction. After the tour, it was time for one of the most famous places in the city, Café du Monde. The beignets are super fresh and everyone loved them.
That was good. Oh, get it, Lala.
All right, our next point of interest here in New Orleans is the Mississippi River. We've been here for like 3 days and have yet to see it. So we came up here above Jackson Square and we're about to see the river. Next, it was time to hit up the Carousel Bar inside the Hotel Monteleone. Yes, a rotating carousel that is a bar. You can order food too, which was great. Charlie, what do you think of the Carousel Bar?
Very beautiful, picturesque, great for an Insta photo.
Hello, bar! Viens ici! Viens ici!
Guys, we have spent the last 3 days in New Orleans, Louisiana, where we came just outside of the city to do an airboat adventure. Yes, we are going to be in the swamp today.
Let's go!
Good morning. Jay, I'm gonna be your captain and your tour guide today. That was really tight.
Hearing protection, it's a must.
A little reckless driving.
It's all good. So the ride was okay. Hello, bar! if I can get a gator to come to us freely and willingly on their own, we'll be able to view it up close and a little bit more personal. And that's what I see a boat over there. So if we can get the gator to come to us, that's what we want to try to accomplish. And some gators, you can get them to know you enough to get them to come close. See, the wind's blowing in here. Now he went where the wind is calm, so they might have a gator laying in the sun against the bank right there. That's what we're gonna try to accomplish. That doesn't mean I will accomplish that.
Yancy! 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 Yancy means come here, if you're wondering what I'm saying. So we do have a gator here. Yancy! Come on, he ain't responding too much to he came, but very cautious right now. Yancy! I want him to come on his own. Now, gators cannot see directly in front of them. They cannot see directly behind them. Their eyes is offset their head. I'm gonna demonstrate to you how the white, that's why on golf courses, they have plenty problems. But I'm gonna use this as a golf ball. Let's see if they're gonna eat. The other guys say they're not eating. Oh! They said they couldn't get any to eat. Well, I just got one to eat, which is great.
Oh, it's a marshmallow.
Yeah, or a golf ball. Whatever you want. I'm using it, look, watch. See how it pops? He goes straight through it, to it. Now, I'm just using it as a tool to demonstrate. Yancy! All right, everybody, let's see if I get him to jump. Come on. Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I did get him. So he is bigger than what I thought. We're gonna try that again. So, I don't know if he's a little bit more aggressive than what I thought. Let me explain. Yancy! Can everybody see?
Yeah.
Yancy! Got the end of it. Yancy! One more time, y'all. Let's get over here. That sun might not be in the picture. Can everybody see?
Yep.
Whoa! Bite me, dude. Yancy! I'm gonna show you how long he actually is. Whoa! He's sneaking up to me. Come on. I want to show you. Oh, I can't. How long he actually is. Oh, I can't get to him.
Just lets you push him around like that?
Well, he's watching me. He knows where he's got the upper hand. See, he don't want me to get behind him. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look at the teeth on it.
Oh my gosh.
Look at the teeth on it. All right. Well, oh, look at a little shrimp drop. Okay.
Is that real?
Try that again, huh? One more time. Whoa, you are fast this morning. Whoa. Don't bite me, dude. If he had 10, 12 inches from the nose to the eyes, the gator would be 10, 12 foot long. An alligator grows a foot a year for the first 4. So a 4-foot gator is 4 years old. After that, it only grows 3 inches a year. So it takes 4 more years to grow 1 more foot. So a 5-footer is 8 years old. A 6-footer is 12. So this is about a 12-year alligator.
From our airboat adventure. It lasted about an hour and a half. We had a fantastic tour guide. He was awesome. I don't know, what were your guys' like favorite parts?
I love seeing the alligator's teeth. Like he actually like came out of the water and was chomping at the marshmallows that our guide was giving him. So cute.
We saw several gators. Like he showed us a bunch. I mean, they're all over the place. Some of them were sunbathing. Some of them were in the water. They
Yep.
I think the biggest one we saw was probably 6-7 feet. So.
Some of them are eating marshmallows.
Yeah, we got one that got marshmallows, but this is a fun adventure. You know, of course, some places were open, other places were not because of the recent hurricane. It's interesting to see that and how the land just constantly changes with these disasters that they have in Louisiana, but it's such a big part of their culture, and that's one of the things that I took away from the tour. I mean, this is these people's lives, so it's really interesting to get into this, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun, especially going really fast. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace!